Sit down and shut up.
Give it to me, give it to me, give it to me, give me peace.
Why so serious?
You take the blonde and I'll take the one in the trailer.
This is Sparta!
I'll have what she's having.
Hello? Hello?
So who are you?
Wake up today in hospital. I wake up and I'm hallucinating.
I've got some bad news.
They're infected.
Infected!
Father.
Infected with flux!
Oh, I shouldn't have done that.
The blood. There's something in the blood.
Welcome to another installment of the Screen Squad podcast. Quarantine Day 975.
The calling of the blood.
On the panel today, like always, it's Vinny,
Sazi.
And Edgar.
Patient Zero on the other end of it. Just so you guys know, full disclosure, Edgar did test positive for HIV. Just kidding, no. For the for COVID-19. He has been quarantined.
Got it from Cardi B or
Just so
something
you
like
guys know, I mean, I'm sure you guys have picked up, if you guys listen to the podcast, we're on the West Coast and he's on the East Coast. So we're not close together.
Yeah.
We live on separate coasts.
Yeah.
But
we're close emotionally.
Not
physically.
But he is in an area that is heavily populated with people that have the virus. And
Yeah, I'm close to the epicenter.
And if you heard the Contagion episode, you know his wife is a nurse and is treating patients with it. So they both have unfortunately contracted this virus, and sounds like you guys are doing better.
Yeah, we're doing better. We're doing better. Coronavirus! It's been a little rough, but we're getting there.
Well, that's the way I like it, though.
Rough?
Huh?
What? Or a little bit.
You are an ox and a moron!
Right? That's a good...
But what we weren't going to record because initially Edgar said that every time he spoke he coughed, but he's feeling better, so we thought we might as well record and talk about a movie that is perfect for the times right now.
Probably our future.
Pretty relevant.
Just like Contagion was relevant. This is any movie with a virus or like, because they're technically not zombies.
Philadelphia?
Yeah, that too. But they weren't quarantined. But if you
Dallas
look
Club?
at the difference between this movie and those is in 28 Days Later, there's no one on the streets. That it's a post-apocalyptic technically.
Con Air?
Huh? That's different.
Cyrus the Virus?
Yeah, that's different.
Still a virus.
It took you a long time to remember.
There
the
is
name.
still a virus in there.
What about hackers?
Like this is like very much like I Am Legend.
He is zero cool.
Acid burn.
Hmm?
But this is like very much like I Am Legend. You have those type of post-apocalyptic movies.
It's kind of based on that. The movie 28 Days Later.
What is?
Last Man on Earth, which is what.
You mean the show?
No, that Will Smith movie.
I Am Legend.
I Am Legend is based on that other movie, The Last Man on Earth, and 28 Days Later is also based on that.
Danny Boyle, before he became Oscar-winning Danny Boyle, and like making classy movies like Trainspotting 2, or
Electric Boogaloo.
Slumdog Millionaire. What other movies did he make? Danny Boyle. Needless to say, he.
I'm sorry, it wasn't Last Man on Earth. It was Omega Man.
Omega Man, yeah.
Huh?
Danny Boyle made this movie.
The pipes are falling from Glen to Glen. Really?
This time it's gonna be a dildo drill.
Oh my god.
No, you have Danny Boyle. When he was first coming out, he was already an established director, but he decided to make a horror movie, a post-apocalyptic horror movie about a virus, very much kind of similar to what's going on now. This virus is it's made from rage. It's called rage because they were trying. The whole point of what they were what the doctors in the movie, or the scientists that were trying to do, is they were trying to make some sort of medicine or serum that inhibits rage, but it actually did the opposite. It increased rage in the animals. So they're not
It's like an adrenaline shot.
yeah, they just go into primal mode. So the people in the movie aren't zombies. They're not trying to eat people. They're just very pissed off people. They're like New Yorkers.
Yeah.
No rim job.
Uh-huh.
I'm saying rim shot. I mean,
Yeah, and I was like,
I know.
I was thinking, wait, that's a bad joke.
Yeah. I was trying to be you for one day.
That's what I was thinking.
No, but
That's
no.
my job. Shit.
You don't got $5. No, but you have people that are just completely raged out and back to a primal form where they just want to kill anything. And that's pretty much this movie picks up, where you have a bike messenger, Cillian Murphy's character, Jim, wakes up at a hospital. I don't know why he has no gown on.
Yeah, why is he naked?
Yeah, like 6.5 minutes in, you see, Scarecrow's wiener.
Yeah.
Floppy.
Yeah, it's
Flops to
just
the
there, and he's really hairy, and you could tell this is a movie made in early 2000s, mid 2000s, because
every young-
2002.
because of the way the quality of the way it was made is. It's grainy. It's very European. It's very much like the movies from Europe at that time, like British movies.
Well, Boyle wanted to make it like that because he wanted to make it feel apocalyptic.
Yeah, and very. I'm telling you, when Cillian Murphy wakes up, he's very hairy, everywhere.
Not anymore.
Now he's old. He looks old now, but he still looks. He still
has the young boy's face with like little gray in his hair. About it.
okay.
Easy cowboy.
Yeah. Relax. But yeah, Jim wakes up just very much like Walking Dead, like the very first episode of Walking Dead.
They should call this movie Life According to Jim.
Yeah. So you have Cillian Murphy waking up very much like Rick Grimes wakes up, but instead of Atlanta, it's Great Britain. It's London. He wakes up in London, and everything's been taken over. I'm just surprised with his door being wide open, he wasn't killed.
It wasn't wide open. Remember, it was closed, and they left the key behind for him to unlock the door.
Do you think he got raped? Because he was butt naked. There was no reason for him to have been completely naked like that, spread eagle.
He must have been in a coma. Maybe they left him like that so that it would be easy to clean him.
Well, yeah, he had a head injury. He had a head injury, and
yeah.
that's why you can see the stitches in his head.
Yeah.
When he gets up.
And he's
Half
half
shaved?
of his shit. Yeah,
I don't
half
know
his
what kind
head
of
shaved.
fantasies you're having, but I think it was just, he was in a coma.
If he doesn't know it happened.
He
Did it?
he wakes up to an empty civilization, no one around, and
First thing he does, drinks a Pepsi.
He needs that sugar.
Hell yeah.
He got that diabetes.
Gross.
Diabetes.
I would have looked for a Coke first.
Well, I mean, Danny Boyle obviously wasn't sponsored by Coke. They didn't get product placement for Coke because Pepsi's cheaper apparently. But no,
In flavor.
in everything.
It's all sugar.
Sugar, water, purple. You have he drinks his Coke, then he's wandering around the city, takes a couple more sodas, then he goes into a church and he sees all the dead people.
Well, first of all, he picks up all his money.
That
why is there money just-
It's useless right now.
He doesn't know that.
True, but it's still
Well,
useless.
that's why he picked it up.
Yeah.
It's like, fuck yeah, I'm taking his money.
And then he goes into a church. Did they commit mass suicide, or were they all
No.
killed?
I think it was a grave.
I believe they're all murdered.
And then you
Grave for all the dead.
then you-
Unless they were having a service. And
then it all happened.
yeah.
See,
Well, then you-
Catholic Church, man.
Yeah, you see, it's very interesting because that's your first look at the. I mean, not your first look. It's the very beginning of the movies where they show the people for the animal rights, like PETA, their version of PETA.
You get a clear look at
What
at the way
caused
it
this?
is.
Yeah, what actually?
The results.
Yeah, what was a catalyst that started the rage virus, and it was
So PETA started everything.
pretty much is what.
Very
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's-
Peter did this
not-
one too, I bet. Allegedly.
No, it's their form. It's because they didn't know they were trying to save. They were trying to save the monkeys because they were being tested on, and
The heart's in the right place.
Yeah, it was.
Aw.
The intent was there, right?
I saw Project X.
Yeah, the intent was very much like Project X. It's very no. You know what it is like. They had that monkey, the chimp, like Blanca in Street Fighter '95, just looking at violence. That's what it was. That's what they were doing. I'm surprised he didn't turn green with red hair.
I was waiting for Van Damme.
But then these guys come in, the scientist they call security, but isn't able to do it, and they release one of the chimps, and the chimp attacks a girl, bites her, and this virus is transmitted via saliva or blood, and instantly, like,
if it gets in your body, it's in your body.
yeah, and it's a quick transformation. It's not like you're gonna slowly die. It's
20 seconds.
Yeah, it's 10 to 20 seconds. Unless you get vomited on or hemorrhaged all that blood into your face, then it's instant. With all and
That's all you hear.
and that's pretty much what it, because their body just instantly convulsing, and they're just turning. They become mindless anger monsters. That's all it is. They're not trying to eat anybody. They're just trying to kill. They're just completely raged out. They're Wolverine in berserker mode.
Yeah.
So then you have Jim wandering the church. You have obviously he escapes. He is his first encounter with it. Again, I think this is where like a lot of the Walking Dead got their stuff because
that's what I was saying.
Yeah, because there's it's a lot. It's very much like the first season of Walking Dead.
And then as the movie goes on, it turns into the other seasons.
Yeah, where it's like people like the rage virus is very much there, and it's definitely something to worry about, but it's more like you have to worry about people now, and that's
the biggest monsters in these things are humans,
are the people that are the living, not the infected. That's pretty much what it is. And then when Jim escapes, he finally leaves. He runs into a store or whatever, and he runs into what's her name, Naomi Harris. This character, he runs it. What was her name? It's Jim.
Selena.
Whatever. Selena, and
your
then
favorite name.
The other guy, Max.
Fucking.
The other guy, Max. Well, obviously Max is a throwaway character because he's not in it for that long.
Yeah.
And then it cues into your typical, very much like Walking Dead episode where they're trying to escape. Every turn they run into the walkers.
They go to his parents' flat.
Yeah, and there they run into
my
them.
parents.
He runs.
The smell, they all covered their mouth.
Yeah, they're just running into those guys everywhere because they have yet to run into other humans. They're just trying to live day by day, and this is just very much like so much like The Walking Dead. But I think this is
suicide,
but
right?
I think this is yeah, I think this is better though. This was
because you don't need that long-winded bullshit from the show.
Yeah, way better. I mean, again, it was a movie.
Coral.
Yeah, Coral.
Fucking hate that show.
The first 2 seasons weren't that bad, but then it just got
Not the second season. The second season went
First
too
season
slow.
was okay, but didn't make me
Second
go,
season was
I want
slow.
to keep watching this
The
shit.
first half of the second season was slow.
yeah.
I picked up here and there, and
Then the third season was okay. I stopped
And then
watching.
it just
Yeah,
got
it's-
repetitive.
It was the same
It's the
thing.
same thing.
Bullshit.
They met somebody, they gotta
Relax.
fight them. They make friends. They find somebody, they gotta
So
fight
yeah,
them.
all the there's a
Rape.
new bad guy.
Yeah.
Coral.
Let's see what that movie ends up like. The
Well,
Walking Dead movie.
It'll pretty much take
if it
28 days
happens.
later. It's gonna happen.
If it happens.
It's gonna happen.
Well, they announced that they had
Yeah,
like
they have 3 movies announced with Rick Grimes
yeah.
and and what's her name?
He dies, right?
No,
No, he doesn't die.
He doesn't
Spoiler
die.
alert.
No, I mean like in that comic, he dies.
no, he doesn't die.
No, I think in the comic he does die.
I don't think he's dead in the comic yet.
It's a premise. I think
It's
it's a
still
long
going.
change and-
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Oh yeah, who
But
cares?
Who
but no,
gives a
but
shit. It's fake.
Whoa.
Sorry.
Take it easy.
dude, relax.
Rage. That's the rage.
Seriously, look at the rage monster going on here. The hammer's coming
Fuck.
out.
What is that? That's
No, but-
wait, bro. It's always 15 minutes in.
Because he just can't hold his idiocy. But then you have even then this became a comic book too. They had comic books on 28 Days Later on this whole universe, and it was very much again still similar to Walking Dead and all that. But there's not that many people in this movie. You have Naomi Harris, you have Cillian Murphy. They're the main, and then later when they're running in the apartment building, you have Brendan Gleeson.
Frank.
Yeah, Frank is Brendan Gleeson, which is General Hux's father. Mad-Eye Moody from Harry Potter. No? All right, cool.
He's also in Braveheart.
Yeah, he's in Braveheart as well. You have him and his daughter, and he takes them in like that. That's like the one form of family that they have in the movie. At one point, they form a connection, and they're following the signal. The same, just like in a lot of other movies, there's always a signal. Like just like in was it I Am Legend? Also, there's a signal. It's very much it's all using the same traits. Yeah, it's all using the same thing. Right, it's there's a signal. They want to go to the signal. The only difference is now is when they travel, the one point I guess is where they try to make the gut punch is they build the relationship with Frank and Jim and all of them together. When they go to the store, they buy food. They go on a road trip real quick, and
they don't really buy anything.
No, I mean they go to the store to pick up crap that's not.
He left his credit card.
Yeah, well, who's gonna charge it?
The Rage Monster.
Ah! Sorry, got declined.
You got the corduroy pants. You got to rub it.
Rub it on your jeans. Put it in, yeah.
So just a little dirty. He's running it again.
So what happened is I got money in the checking.
So you have them at the store. They're building that familiar relationship, right? They're building it in the movie so that you can feel for them if anything happens to them. And what happens is they end up getting to where the signal is, and they find no one. And Frank gets upset, and in being upset, being careful this whole time, he decides to go get angry at a crow.
Yeah,
stupid crows.
Shut up,
crow. They didn't bring anybody back to life in this one.
That was munching away on a dead body.
And then idiot goes right under the dead body.
He kicks the gate, drippy in his eye.
Right in his eye. And he tells his daughter he loves her because he already knows he's infected. And it's literally 20 seconds if you
He
count
got
it.
mad. He got mad.
Yeah, and he tells her to get away, and Jim was going to kill him because Selena was telling him to kill him. And before he did it, all of a sudden the army men show up and they start blasting. They blast Frank in the chest and they kill him. They pretty much kill him, and then they take Jim, Selena, and what's the daughter's name? Anna. They take them to their compound.
Hannah.
Yeah, relax. And they take them to the compound, right? They take them to the compound, and it's all men. But then they start
sausage.
They start abusing the stuff that the first thing I noticed when they take them is they start joyriding the car, and they take all the food, and they start cooking the food, like without anything. They just start. It's theirs now, and they start doing it, and then you find out that it's all men. And they want to repopulate or whatever, and they want to take advantage of the women.
Yeah, their signal was a lie.
Yeah, they were just trying to get more people in. And they kill people. They've killed people that don't agree with them. That one guy, the one army guy that wasn't agreeing with them, that said it was wrong. Jim, they try to take out Jim because Jim is in their way from, pretty much doing what they want with the women. They have already did whatever they wanted with the food. You have, Christopher Eccleston. He was the doctor.
Sergeant.
Yeah, he was the doctor in Doctor Who. He's the doctor in the first comeback series, and he was also the bad guy in
Gone in 60
Seconds. Done. Finished. It's the only line I remember. Yeah. And then they beat the crap out of Nicolas Cage.
When it rains, it pours.
You have him. You have that other nerd guy that I've seen in other movies. The guy that was cooking. I forget. He's in so many movies.
I don't know.
And then they show him that they were trying to understand how it works or whatever, and they caged one of the guys that got infected, one of their own army guys.
They change him so you can figure out like what happens to him.
Yeah,
maybe they can learn
how long it takes for them to starve to death.
Yeah. Then Jim wants to leave, and they're like, "Yep," because the sergeant pretty much tells him their plan, and he's like, "I don't agree with this," and he tries to leave.
I'm gonna bring some bitches.
And then he was like, "Well, we gotta go," and then they don't let him.
Is that a direct quote?
Yeah,
verbatim.
Hell yeah. See, I told him that we're gonna go ahead and get them bitches, and them bitches is here now. You have to.
Is he Jason Statham too? Sounds like Jason Statham.
They all sound like that to me.
No, they don't. Porky. I
I
guess. I guess. So you have them.
It's a good movie though.
Snatch. It is a good movie.
I love Snatch. The movie's good too.
You are an ox and the moron!
So then, in trying to escape, then they attack Jim. They knock him out. They take Anna and Selena. They pretty much take the other soldier that tries to help Jim out because he doesn't feel that it's right. They take him out. They kill him, and in trying to kill Jim, then it turns into like a revenge movie. It turns into like a
John Wick.
One guy against everybody. One guy that's real scrawny, and he's killing people with pipes.
Shirtless.
And,
Who can-
like no clothes on.
Who can shoot a chain in the rain
In the rain.
with a military weapon?
Yeah,
Right.
that was Jim. And then you have him going against the whole house of soldiers, smoking fools.
Well, but he also let go the secret weapon.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true.
One of the
That's true.
Yeah.
one of the infected just said,
But still, he came up with the
Let's
plan.
go.
He came with it's not like the infected was like, oh, okay, I'm not gonna kill him because he let me go. But he doesn't
But
touch
he-
Anna. He doesn't touch Selena.
But he looked at him straight, like he straight in the
He gave him the
eyes.
nod.
He's like,
The windows of his soul.
Raffo.
I was like, hey, what up, fool?
it's an agreement. We got an agreement.
Hey, puppet. And then
Hey, puto, you need to go that way, and I'll go up here.
Look
okay?
into my eyes.
and the guy
Stupid.
and that he infects everybody. He infects everybody. Pretty much almost everyone dies.
And everyone like cowers like a little bitch too.
And then but Jim does stab that other guy.
Oh yeah,
The guy who
Yeah.
was a horrible cook that cooked expired eggs.
these eggs are wrong.
Is there something wrong with these eggs? What's wrong with the eggs? There's something wrong with the eggs.
What's wrong with the eggs?
Something wrong with the eggs.
Is the eggs too cold?
Something wrong with the eggs.
Is the eggs too runny?
Taste the eggs.
Is the eggs too overcooked?
Taste the eggs.
Okay. These eggs should taste like shite.
And scene.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
So he does go and he smokes all, pretty much takes down a house full of army men, and the one thing is like he has cuts on his face from getting beat up, right? Jim does, and then at one point he has blood all over his body.
But
How
it's
does
the
he-
other guy's blood?
But
not
but
the,
still, like,
I know you would think he'd get infected that way. but
yeah, right? You would
But
think there'd be some
apparently-
sort of infection.
No consistency in the science.
It's cool, whatever. And then so then he goes and he saves Selena, and she thinks Jim is like infected because he's killing this guy like gruesomely. His thumbs in this guy's eyes. He's like just
That guy's an asshole, though.
popping him.
That guy was
Yeah, I
an
know,
asshole.
but he's like
He deserved that shit.
he's killing the guy and he's scaring Selena. She has the machete in hand, and
That felt like more than one
and
heartbeat.
then they make out. It's cool,
Yeah,
whatever.
full of blood.
Then he
He
gets
saved
hit.
her life. Then he gets hit by Anna, who was drugged at this point because Selena thought they were gonna get raped. So she's like, I don't want her to remember this or feel anything. So here, take all these pills. And Selena tells him, "Oh no, I'm not infected. I was just kissing." Or Jim tells Anna,
We were just kissing.
"Yeah." And then they escape, and then the sergeant comes back and he gets eaten. He gets,
But on his
Murdered.
way out, Jim gets shot.
yeah, Jim gets shot. And that's
Shot
the
in
thing.
the chest, right?
There's two alternate endings to this movie.
The belly?
Yeah.
There's two alternate endings to this movie. One was released in the United States, like on the DVD, and the other one was like, but one of them obviously had Jim dying, and then I don't remember what the other one was.
Didn't they bomb that place?
No, that's in the second one. That's in the sequel.
Oh.
The sequel is where they bombed the city with Jeremy Renner.
Yeah, Jeremy Renner.
Jeremy Renner's in that movie,
And you know he sings.
and Robert Carlyle.
See, it's funny. I remember 28 days. When you said 28 days later.
There's supposed to be another one. There's supposed to be a third
28
one.
years, I think, was it?
28
Months. You go
Months?
days, weeks, months.
I thought they already had a month.
But that's the thing. The way this movie ends with the happy ending, and then seemingly the rage monsters die of starvation.
They got that cloth. Hello!
First says hell, and then they have to make up the O, and then right when the plane crosses. But it's pretty much shown that 28 days later, these guys, like anyone who's infected, is starting to die of starvation. it takes 28 days for them to die.
Oh, is that what it is?
Yeah, that's it's 28 days after the virus was released is when the movie technically with Jim starts, and then the movie ends with 28 days after him being shot and recovered, when these guys are dying of starvation.
So everybody, quarantine.
We're quarantined for more than 48 days.
Stay the fuck home. That's what it means. Stay the fuck home.
Is that what that means?
Yeah.
They had written a different part of the movie. It didn't even involve the military. Like they get to Manchester after the signal, and then when they don't find anything, they drive to a hospital, and the hospital ends up being the hospital where the first chimps were in, the ones that PETA released.
Uh-huh.
And they meet some guy there who tells them what the cure is, and the cure is a blood transfusion. And so Frank isn't killed either. They just tie him up. They take him to the hospital, and Jim sacrifices himself with the blood transfusion and saves Frank.
That's very much like the alternate ending to Terminator Salvation. Yeah, where John Connor gets stabbed through the heart and he gets the Terminator heart, or not even. He technically dies, and they transplant John Connor's face onto the Terminator from Terminator Salvation. That's the alternate ending.
Everybody steals from everybody.
Everybody uses the same stuff.
Yep.
And at what point?
But I mean, but if you think about it, the Walking Dead did the same thing with the whole CDC. They go to the CDC, and the CDC, there is no cure.
Hey, you think the
Everyone's
dad
already-
had sex with a daughter?
No.
No, that's disgusting. Why would you go straight to that?
I'm just saying. They were alone for like 28 days.
Doesn't
So
that it's 28 days? What's wrong with
I'm
you?
just saying. Those guys get weird. Those guys get weird.
You went years without it, and you think he can't go 28 days?
I can go decades, son.
Exactly. That's what I'm
Decades.
saying.
You really need to get off Pornhub.
And you think a father can't wait 28 days?
He was a drinker. He probably beat her a couple times too. Just saying.
He was not a
Happens.
drinker. I mean, he liked a little bit of.
Little bit of
He
that.
was a happy-go-lucky dude. He was just he was very
Yeah, dude.
like he was super friendly.
Friendly.
He was telling him
How about this? Remember when he beat that little boy with a bat?
That was
Killed
Jim.
him?
that was Jim.
Exactly. Sometimes what I'm talking about.
Frank is not Frank.
You said Frank.
Frank, yeah.
Oh no, I mentioned now, but I was trying to change the subject.
No, yeah, because
too
you're
late.
sick.
Too
Because you're a
late.
sick fuck.
But
Then you see the mom and a dead baby. Come on.
but I did think Frank was gonna rape Selena
Selena, at one
when
point.
they
It would've.
it was a little creepy right there.
it would have happened.
That would have been Monster's ball.
We don't have that sound anymore.
Oh, you don't got it on? Damn.
I took it off.
The one time.
Because you're an accent, a
Here.
moron.
There you go. That works.
All right.
But no, but I mean, this movie being in 2002, when did they start making the Walking Dead comic book?
I don't know when the comic book came out, but the show started in 2010.
Yeah, I know, but the comic book was there before, and it feels like they took a lot from the comic book.
2003.
Yeah, see, so it's right after this movie came out. They decided to make the Walking Dead comic book. So I'm telling you, Robert Kirkman probably saw this movie, or whoever the creators saw the movie, and they were like, "Hey, let's make a comic book out of this." Because it is very much in the zombie realm, even though they're not zombies. And what I like is how this movie is integrated in a lot of other British movies, like Shaun of the Dead. Like in Shaun of the Dead, if you watch like some of the reports at the very end when they're talking about how the zombie apocalypse could have started, they mention the rage virus.
Oh yeah.
And
Yeah, it's in one of the news clippings. Like, it might have been part of the rage virus, and it was it was a little nod to 28 Days Later. But this again, it's very much in the.
Well, this movie is like an homage to what's his name. Alex Garland said that he took a lot from Romero's trilogy.
Yeah, and then and Alex Garland went on to write a lot of other movies. Like I think he did Annihilation, but he also did the one with
you
Alicia
ever watch
Vikander. Yeah,
is it any good?
it's good.
Mm.
The other one with Alicia Vikander, where she's a robot. You have Oscar Isaac's in it.
Oh, Ex Machina.
Yeah, Ex Machina. Alex Garland writes a lot of sci-fi stuff. But yeah, I mean, I didn't even know it was written by Alex Garland until I looked it up, or until I saw the movie again. Because I saw this movie a long time ago. I think I was I had just gotten out of high school when this movie came out, so I saw it around that time.
Man, you're old.
Yeah, I know. And then the sequel. I mean, the Danny Boyle did go on and write the sequel to this movie, which is 28 Weeks Later, which is another really good movie, and it does follow the story, but it just doesn't follow Jim's story. So you don't ever really find out what happened to Jim, Selena, and Anna.
No, you just hear the radio transmission where it says send a copter or send a chopper or something like that.
Yeah, to pick them up. So and then if you, I mean, just to go quickly through this, what at the beginning of the sequel. In the sequel, it's been a couple, it's been weeks, and
how many weeks?
28 weeks, and you have London is completely empty, and they've gotten a way to test people and start bringing back the economy in that movie. You have Robert Carlyle, and you have his 2 kids, and his wife is missing. His wife, is asymptomatic carrier of the rage virus in that movie, and so you have how it just restarts it recycles everything, and everything starts all over again from the infection because of one horrible move that Robert Carlyle does in that movie.
I honestly can't remember it.
No, you don't remember it?
I remember him and his kid, but I don't remember like what happened. It's been a while since I watched it.
Yeah, I mean they're both really good movies, and it doesn't. Okay, when we were talking about how Walking Dead feels very repetitive, the 2 movies, while they're in the same universe, they're not repetitive, right? You have 2 different types of stories. You have the Jim finding out about the virus and trying to survive versus the sequel. The virus has already been out and somewhat has been being dealt with by the government, and they're reincorporating people into the country, into Great Britain
society?
Again, into society again, and starting to get everything up and running. And you have,
because they do show that it went throughout the whole world.
Yeah,
it wasn't just England.
And then so then you have that portion of it, and in the sequel you have where it's the restarting of an outbreak again. Then now I think it's at the end of the second one is when it goes global, because in the second movie, the beginning, you have America finally stepping in and helping Great Britain with everything. That's why you have more American actors in the sequel. But it's like a quarantined area that it's empty, and that's where they're trying to reincorporate people. But it's I really would want to see where the third one would have gone, if they ever make it. But I would want.
I think they're gonna wait a while to make it.
Yeah, that based off of now, probably. I think they're gonna stay away from any virus or outbreak type of movies for a bit.
Or they're gonna go into it about a little bit more, a little harder about it. Who knows?
I don't know.
There's an audience for all of it.
There's always an audience for those type of outbreak, zombie, those types of movies. There's always going to be an audience. But I think now, not because people are sensitive, but because it is just so recent, and everyone
Still
is
fresh.
Everyone is upset about. A lot of people are upset about being quarantined and having to be stuck indoors, and pretty much how life essentially was paused for a bit.
It kind of gives you an appreciation on Jack. The Shining.
Yeah, but I don't like The Shining.
Yeah, but that he was able to hold on so long before he killed his family.
Well, but he also drank. He was a drinker.
No, he was
recovering,
and then he just went, hit the bottle. He's like,
an imaginary bottle, by the way.
Still hit it
and didn't quit it.
Where's that from?
That's Gilbert Gottfried.
He's imitating Andrew Dice Clay.
He's been imitating Andrew Dice Clay.
Oh, okay. I've never heard it.
Oh yeah, well, you're stupid.
Fuck you.
That only took 36 minutes for you to finally do that.
The first fuck you?
Yeah, you're a little late.
I know.
We're 36 minutes in.
It doesn't feel right now.
But no, I think any type of movie in this type of space for right now, I don't think people would want.
I would
to sit in a movie theater to watch that right now. People would want to see light things or action things.
It's like that kind of thing.
No, because grandma hasn't died. You know,
No, our grandma hasn't.
that's what I'm saying. So that wouldn't really be an issue.
No, I know, but with people in theaters, they'd be like, "Do I ever watch it? Let's go watch it." Hey, remember back when? Never mind. Fuck it. Fuck it.
Yeah. But no, I mean, I would definitely. I don't care. I mean, a movie. The whole point of a movie is to suspend belief, right? To have some time.
Escapism.
Yeah, to escape from the real world for maybe 2 or 3 hours, however long you're in that movie theater, unless it's like Titanic and you're bored.
It just causes you to have a meltdown, right? Somehow.
I guess.
I just watched that too
Why?
recently. My wife wanted to watch it.
God damn it.
They were
You
you know,
give in too easy.
You know, with the whole China. Give me a heck.
Coronavirus! Coronavirus!
Nah, you can't catch it through 5G. The China was you know how China was gonna reopen their movie theaters. They were gonna
Yeah.
re-show Endgame and Avatar, right? James Cameron was really hoping to surpass Avatar. I mean, surpass Avengers.
That's his main concern right now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he was more concerned about getting his highest grossing movie ever.
I love
back.
Hollywood.
Because I guarantee you the other Avatar movies are not going to gross that
They're gonna
much.
suck a dick, dude. They're gonna be horrible.
Because it's been such a long time. And when you rewatch
I don't
Avatar.
know. There's a lot of people that love Avatar.
Yeah, but when you rewatch it now,
Those
it's.
people are avatarded.
Yeah. Yeah. It's not a great movie. It's not even. It's literally watching you're watching a cartoon, right? You're watching a cartoon because it's everyone. There's no humans in a good chunk of the movie after they go into their avatars, and it's not a great written movie. For the time it was gorgeous to look at. Right, it was a great movie to watch because it's so colorful. The 3D was amazing, but 3D's gone now. You don't when you go to the movie theaters, 3D movies, people aren't going to watch 3D movies anymore. So it's going to lose its.
Well, because they put 3D on everything.
Still, but
Everything.
I think it's going to lose. It's already lost its novelty, and Avatar. That was the whole point.
Dolby took
of
over.
Avatar, right? Oh, you have to watch it in IMAX 3D.
You feel like you're there.
Yeah, like no movie does that, right? And there's no need to bring it back because people don't want to see a 3D movie anymore. Most 3D movies, when the theaters were open and I would go, there'd be no one in them. Like there'd be very little people. A lot of people don't go out to watch 3D movies.
Because those glasses are
A
annoying.
lot of little people.
What?
A lot of little people.
No, a lot of people just don't go watch it. They just don't go watch 3D movies anymore because it's not. It's again, we said lost its novelty. That's why I think if when they release Avatar, I don't think it's gonna be the highest grossing movie of all time.
It has to have a really good story.
And I don't think it's gonna. I think that's gonna be the issue.
Well, you're gonna have a Matrix Revolution.
No,
feel to it.
I think the problem is because it's been prolonged for so long, and they're going and they're waiting and waiting and waiting. The anticipation for it and the actual end result, I don't think is going to be worth the wait. I think the story is not going to be as good as a Terminator 2, right? The action is not going to be as good as a Terminator 2 or a True Lies. If you're focusing on mainly using CGI for an action sequence, the reason why I think Avengers and all those work, even though they use a lot of CGI in the action sequences, is you still have humans fighting, you still have people fighting, you still have action, you still have like real explosions and stuff like that happening on screen, and it's exciting.
Yeah, Peter Dinklage was like 20 feet tall.
Yeah, super CGI.
Yeah.
He was like you're almost his height, right, in real life?
Yeah, just a little bit taller.
Yeah.
A little bit taller.
Yeah, like a foot, maybe.
Maybe.
Maybe, yeah. You're a good 4.5. 4.5?
Fuck you.
Yeah.
Right.
But that's what I'm saying. I don't think Avatar. I don't think any movie now is
it's gonna be garbage.
No. But in general, now after this whole quarantine thing, and the movie theaters reopening, I don't think there's gonna be another movie that's gonna make that much money, as Avengers did.
Not for a while.
It's
Not
gonna be
for
a long time.
while.
It's gonna be a long time before.
Maybe a few years.
Yeah, before you have a movie that's going to surpass it. And it has to be, you're going to have a movie that's going to make a lot of money. The first movie that goes out in theaters is brand new. Once everything is over, that, like we said last time, it's gonna make money. It's gonna definitely make its
don't
money.
think so.
Even if it's a crappy movie. I think it's
I don't
gonna
think
make
so
money.
because
I think it's gonna slow down for.
I don't think so because of the uncertainty of any cure for the coronavirus. Unless they say, oh, guess what, we came up with something and don't worry about it, then it's gonna be normal again. But it's not gonna be normal.
Yeah, well, like we were talking about earlier, I think the solution or what they're planning on doing or what they're gonna do is, when you reincorporate people into society again, it's testing them everyone has to be tested before they can go back into society. Those people that test positive for it cannot go back. They have to be self-quarantined until they get at least 2 more tests that are negative in a row. Unless these tests are like faulty, which I don't even know if they are or if they aren't. I'm not a scientist.
I haven't seen the test yet. So
right. So I haven't even done a test. I don't
one-
need to be tested because
no one has shoved a swab down my nose.
urethra. Oh,
Goes into both your nostrils, your sinus cavity.
I think I sort of saw one of those tests was like
yeah, it's
long
just
ass
the swab down like halfway down your throat because that's where it lives.
I put 2 fingers in there.
I put 2 fingers in there.
I held them in there.
Says you. But yeah, no, I think once that's done and then they somewhat come up with it, I think that's when because again we were talking about that this thing can't keep businesses closed for that much longer because of the fact that it's really going to affect everything. So I mean, maybe a return to original like old life is not going to be in the cards, but maybe some sort of semblance of normalcy at one
What
point.
do you think pricing will probably go down?
I think pricing is, for movie theaters, I think pricing is going to go down to entice people to come back because, again, people are going to need to start working again and make money. Yeah. But again, I don't think we're going to see a movie past that. What was it? How much money did Avengers make? 500 billion?
Made a shit ton.
500 billion? 20 billion? What's the highest grossing?
A lot of money.
I know that's stupid. I'm asking an actual number.
That's an actual number.
I mean, it made a lot of money for a mediocre film.
Fuck you.
What
mediocre.
movie? What mediocre? Get out of here.
How dare you?
You're about to get virtually slapped. Let's see. Highest grossing movie.
I'm just annoyed by a mediocre.
$2.7 billion, right? 2.7 billion. I think it's gonna be a long time before you have a movie that's gonna, make that much money. In a long time, it's been a long time because
it's gonna be a long time.
Number one, with people, losing their jobs and everything, people need to. There's gonna be priorities in check, but again, there's still gonna be a lot of fear. But the very first movie that comes out in theaters, there's gonna be the diehard fans, the diehard group of people that want to go out to a movie, and that movie's gonna make money, even if it's a crappy movie.
I think the first anticipated movie, not the first movie. Period.
I just think first movie in general because they're not gonna reopen the movie theater without having a good movie for people to come out to see, or that's a movie that's anticipated.
I just hope it's not Wonder Woman. God, that'd be pissed me off.
No, that's already been postponed.
For what? August, right?
No, I have no idea when they postponed it, because Black Widow is Mulan is July 24th. It got moved to July 24th. Black Widow is in August or November.
Yeah, but isn't Wonder Woman June? I think that's when they pushed it to.
It was gonna be. No, it was originally gonna be in June.
I think it's June 6th, right?
It was June 4th was going to be their initial release.
Let's just sing Imagine now.
No. No,
No, we're not gonna do it.
No. We definitely don't have money for that.
I don't have money to pay.
The ghost of Lennon is going to come
Ono.
back for you.
No. Yoko Ono comes after us, or probably Julian.
No, Sean.
Nah.
Sean don't give a shit.
Darling Sean.
Beautiful, beautiful.
August 14th. We got delayed to August 14th. I mean, again, when you watch movies about viruses or outbreaks and quarantines, it hits a little different because now you kind of relate.
You're like, wait, they're not using protocol.
Well, we didn't even know what protocol is. No one ever follows it anywhere.
Yeah, we didn't have it here.
All I was told is stay home.
Yeah, all we had was, oh shit, hey, you know what? Don't go out. Don't go out. You know what? Fuck it. Stay home. Just stay home.
You're not even from LA County. Get out of here.
Same shit.
No, it took you guys longer to close down.
That's true. Barely though.
But yeah.
We should just thank
Yeah.
the WHO for that.
The who?
Doctor Who?
No, because you
Whovilles?
polls.
Whovilles?
No, the World Health Organization.
We need the NWO.
Or GLOW.
Yeah.
I mean, glow. You could just say glow.
Gorgeous ladies of wrestling.
Yeah.
Wrestling. But definitely, I mean,
Bitch, I know how to spell.
I know I know what we're gonna talk about is top 5 movies to watch in a quarantine. Maybe we can give one of those now, just so that people can definitely watch it. If you want to stay away from quarantine movies or movies about viruses and outbreaks, definitely don't watch 28 Days Later right now. You might want to give it some time if you want. But is there a movie you would recommend to watch during the old or new? Doesn't matter.
I've been watching a lot of Netflix lately. I rewatched Coffee and Cream.
Coffee and Kareem?
I did say cream.
You said cream.
Yeah, but I said it
Kareem.
so quickly. It's
Yeah, no, but
Kareem.
his name is Kareem.
His
There's
name's
2
Kareem.
syllables,
Yeah,
not cream. Not just one.
Kareem.
2 syllables. Kareem.
Cream. Coffee and cream.
Kareem.
Kareem. It's Kareem.
Coffee and Kareem.
I said coffee and cream.
Yeah, but okay. There you go. You said it right that time. The other time you were saying coffee and cream.
Don't be weird.
Edgar, any recommendations?
Don't watch Tiger King.
I mean, the series is fine. Tiger King is good. I like
I could only watch one, the first episode. And
Carol
I was like,
Baskin.
I think maybe Seven Samurai.
Oh, Kurosawa?
It's only 3 hours and 26 minutes.
It's 3 hours of the day that you could waste
Yeah,
on
we have
worse things,
plenty of time. No, it's a really good movie.
No, I'm saying that's what I'm saying. It's a good movie. You could there's other horrible things you could waste it on.
Yeah,
But you waste 3 hours on something good.
Yeah, I like Ponyo.
You already gave your so shut up. Nope, you already said coffee and cream.
I think right now would be a good time to get acquainted with classics.
Yeah, I don't see an issue because again, it's like I think there's so many movies that were made that a lot of people haven't seen.
Fuck it, what are you gonna do?
Yeah, like for me, it was a pleasant surprise that I saw it. It's a Disney Plus movie, Stargirl. That was pretty good.
Was it?
Yeah, I enjoyed it
I was thinking about watching it
because it's not your typical like teenage movie like that. It was very enjoyable. It was a very enjoyable movie.
Any cussing?
It's Disney, Dick.
Hey, you never know.
Not Touchstone.
Okay.
But yeah, definitely check those things. Check out all our options that we gave today.
Check.
And if you do want to watch an outbreak movie, you can watch 28 Days Later. It's very good, and then you'll see where some of the
Stop being a pansy. Just watch it.
Some of the similarities to Walking Dead and to all newer zombie or virus outbreak TV shows or movies.
Well, right now is also a good time to watch movies that you know you're gonna hate. Just watch them, get them out of the way.
Like what?
I don't know. Can't think of anything right now. I watch everything.
I think I'll go watch Endgame right now.
How dare you? That's a great movie.
That's a cool movie.
They on YouTube. There's a lot of those audience reaction. Like they recorded the audio.
Oh, with Captain America.
Not just that. If you watch the movie, there's other clips, not just that one, Dick.
Okay.
But yes, it's like certain scenes of the movie they caught the audience reactions, and that was actually cool to watch because it takes you back to when I was in the movie theater watching that, and I was so excited when all that stuff happened. Great. I'm sure a lot of people have already seen Avengers Endgame.
Were you elated?
Did you just look up that word?
No, I was thinking about it right now. He said, I was excited. Were you elated? Were you overcome with joy? Were you happy, joy? Fuck you too.
Yeah. So it's been a good episode.
Has it?
Definitely. If you get a chance, well, all joking aside, watch 28 Days Later. Watch 28 Weeks Later. Those are very good Danny Boyle horror movies. I mean, maybe on my Instagram, on the Instagram for the Screen Squad, I'll post up British horror movies that I think are very entertaining to watch.
Shaun of the Dead's cool?
That's not that popular.
How did you know popular?
No, I'm saying movies that aren't that popular, that people don't always talk about. They always talk about Shaun of the Dead. Everyone always talks about Shaun of the Dead.
Dead Alive?
Yeah. No, that movie makes me sick.
New Zealand.
Yeah, that's not British. But I was talking about like Dog Soldiers.
British rule.
Dog Soldiers. You have that's a werewolf movie. Just so you know, it's a good movie. You have you have the 28 days, 28 weeks later. There's other movies too. So I mean, I'll put.
You said one.
I'm not gonna give my top 5. I'm not gonna give the other 2 away on the podcast.
The Woman in Black.
I'm gonna smack you. It's a horrible movie.
Why is that sound familiar?
It's Daniel Radcliffe. They were trying to redo the Hammer horror movies.
What's that?
Hammer films. Well, you're stupid, so sorry. Well, this has been an episode. This has been an episode.
It's something to listen to. Stop. Yeah.
This has been Vinny.
This is Ozzy.
And this is Edgar.
Coronavirus.
Coronavirus.
Don't cough into your mic. If you do cough into your mic, you gotta clean it.
Sanitize.
Yeah, with spit.
Yeah, as long as it's clean.
Spit on it. Spit on it. Wipe it down.
Well, again,
Stroke
we
the
do
shaft.
hope you
Feel
feel
the balls.
we do hope you and your wife feel a lot better, and keep us all informed, and we'll see you guys next week.